Hello guys, Andrew from SwiftFilms, and today I'm going to show you guys the top 5 places in H1Z1. Basically what this video is going to be is me showing you, in my opinion, the top 5 places to go for guns, loot, cars, gas, anything you can need with any number of teammates. And I do want to go ahead and say that this list is in really no particular order. I couldn't really rank these because they all have different traits. You know, some are really good for cars and gas, and others are good for, armor and guns. But anyway, let's go ahead and get right into it with number 5. Our number 5 location is located in the southwest corner of the map. Now, on the map, it shows up as a little flask, and it's some sort of science building / research facility or hospital, and it is incredible. Now, to get there, you do need to strafe fall, which basically just means you strafe as you parachute down, because that lets you get a lot farther if you did not know, and it's kind of far away from where you're going to spawn your parachute. But once you get here, this is where the fun begins. Now, there are 5 car spawns outside of it. There are 2 cop car spawns, 2 truck spawns, and there is a jeep spawn. And in this recording right here, I get 3 of the 5, which is pretty good. You know, that starting off with 3 tanks of gas is always great. But the real great part about this place on the map is how much loot there is. Now, this building is 3 stories tall, and it has a basement, which is a morgue. Now, I've played this, I've gone here with like 3, 4, even 5 people on my team, and we've all come out completely loaded up. You know, with Kev, tons of ammo, lots of helmets, pro coag, and I've had 15 medkits one time. And then as you can see in this little screenshot right here, I just kind of show you everything that I managed to get while looting. I got my Kev, I got 5 helmets, quite a good number of gas things, and quite a bit of medkits. At number 4, we have Dragon Lake. Now, it is located in the far north, very far away from the previous science building, and that's because I tried to space these out so no matter where you spawned, you could have a good place to go. So here, you want to start by going down to the coastline. It's at the far end of the lake, like the very bottom part, because at least generally there is a cop car and a quad bike and a truck. You'll at least probably find one of those, and then normally I will take that vehicle and drive it up toward these cabins. Now, there's about 7 or 8 here, and then if you go up the hill again, there's another 8. So I normally spend the first part of the game looting here. And one of the great things that I love about this spot in particular is there really aren't many people here. Now, you might not get crazy loot, but by the time you're done looting, normally there's only like 40, 50 people left. So you've got a pretty good amount of loot, and you're pretty far into the game just by the time you're done looting. Like, you finish looting and you're like, wow, there's only 40, 50 people left, because generally you're not going to see anybody. And once I'm done with these cabins, I will go back toward the cop car, and I take the cop car back around the far side of the lake, and I head across to the X on the other side, as I showed on the map at the beginning. This X used to be a military base. Now I think it's maybe 5 or 6 more cabins. That part really doesn't matter. The part that matters is that there's more loot on this side of the lake, so if you don't get all you want, then you can go over there. And as you guys see here, I get pretty much everything I need except for Kev, which, I mean, it's sad, but it was kind of just luck of the draw. At number 3, we are heading up to the top right corner of the map, or the northeast. Now, again, we are moving away from where we were because I try to space these out so no matter where you spawn, you have somewhere good to go. And this is the one that I'm probably most proud of because I've never ever seen somebody here, and that's really saying something. I've played a lot of games, and there's a lot of people on the map. So the fact that I've never come in conflict here or seen anyone else go here is pretty amazing to me, because this place is such a underrated place to go. Now, loot-wise, you're not going to get too much. Basically, this is like farm country or the middle of nowhere. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, obviously barns don't have that good of loot, so why would I come here? Well, yeah, you're right. The loot isn't great, but the gas and the number of cars here is incredible. There are so many. I think in this recording I ended up with 9 tanks of gas, and I didn't even get all the car spawns. I did get most of them. That's true. But anyway, I start up at the top of this. This is like what I call the top farm, and I will loot all 4 of the spawns up here. I got 3 of them this time. The quad bike did not spawn, sadly. And then when I'm done, I'll head north down the hill and over to this white barn where there's a jeep waiting out front, and I'll grab that tank of gas. And then when I'm done with that, I'll head over to the, I believe it's farther north, and there are some little grain silos. I'm not exactly sure what they're called. You store grain in them. But there's a truck located right outside of there. Then I grab that truck, and now I drive to the place that basically compensates for the fact that the loot is not very good. There is a fire department and a neighborhood right here ready to be looted. And I have a little screenshot just to kind of show you guys. I didn't get Kev, but you know, it's a great spot, and I hope you guys check it out. Now at number 2, we have my favorite city in the game. It is located in the far northwest of the map, kind of close to Dragon Lake, but I figured I'd still put it in because it's a lot different than Dragon Lake depending on your playstyle. Basically, it is... The reason I like this city is because I go to this exact spot, and make sure you go here. Don't just go to the neighborhood or the city. Go to these 3 buildings nestled in between both. Now the reason I love these is because they provide great loot, and no one really knows you're there, so as soon as you're done looting, there's people all around for you to go out and fight with. Because there's a good number of people that land in the neighborhood, and there's a good number of people that land in the city, but no one really goes between like I do. So normally I'm able to get a good amount of loot without seeing anybody, because it's annoying to... The reason I don't like seeing somebody while I'm looting is, you know, then it's kind of just luck of the draw. When you both walk into the building, you go left, he goes right. Whoever like finds the shotgun first wins. I like to be able to loot first, and then right when I'm done looting, I don't have to go for it like in previous locations. I just go right outside, and there's people to fight. Now, there is a Jeep spawn here, too. Behind the building I just entered, there's a little Jeep nestled in the corner. No one knows it's there. My friend and I even call it, like, Dave or something, because it's our little buddy, because he's always there. And it's a really great spot to go, because you're hidden in plain sight, if you know what I mean. You're right there. You're right where the fight is, but no one is gonna fight you until until you're ready, which is a really nice thing to have at in the city. That's why I don't like the other cities as much, is because they're really hectic and crazy off the beginning. And if you're going for a really solid game, you don't normally want to get in those really like sketchy, RNG fights. You want to be able to loot and make sure that you are like most armed for the fight ahead. So anyway, that's kind of why that one made it over the other cities, and here's kind of loot I got. Now at number 1, we have a very, very, very basic place on the map. It is in the far south of the map, located under Cranberry, and it is Cranberry's neighborhood. Now, if you've ever played this game, you might be asking yourself, why would you put a neighborhood on this? Number 1, they're kind of all the same, and number 2, they're so crazy. Like, the chance of you actually surviving and getting out of the neighborhood completely relies on luck, which is kind of annoying, as a lot of us probably feel. The reason I put this one on the list is because it has the incredible amount of loot, as we all know exists, because there's so many houses, and even if you only find one thing you want in each house, I mean, there's what, 50, 100 houses, so you're probably going to get everything you want. But the reason this one stands out to me is because there generally isn't very many people. It's not one of those where you land and whatever house you pick better have something good in it, because there's a guy on either side and they're probably going to kill you, or right when you walk outside you better be ready for a gunfight. No, this is, you can loot a good number of houses before you actually come in contact with someone, which is really nice. It means it has the pros of the neighborhood without having all of the cons, such as like just the absolute mayhem that goes on at the beginning. As you all probably know, the feed just lights up at the beginning, and a lot of that comes from the neighborhoods and the cities, because they just shove everyone together, and it just gets kind of crazy. Now, in terms of vehicles, it is a neighborhood exactly as you expect. There are a good number of them. There isn't a crazy number, and they're kind of spread out, so you gotta walk around and look for them, or drive around once you find one. But they are there, so you're not gonna be stuck without one, which is really nice. And one thing I like to do, which I'll show you, which should come up in just a second, is once I'm done looting in the neighborhood, there's a little farm farther south of the neighborhood. It's on the map. I don't know what the symbol is for it, because I want to say it's not a farmhouse, but anyway, it's farther south, and there are 2 car spawns there, because I feel like I felt like I should include it, because a lot of times one of the downfalls of this neighborhood is you don't get too much gas, and since you're in the far south, if the safe zone's in the far north, you might want some more gas. So as you can see here, I just dropped my friend off. He gets gas. It's all good. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll have more videos coming soon, so make sure you subscribe so they come into your sub box and you see them. I think I'm going to do a top 5 on maybe my favorite and least favorite things about the update. I might do, top 5 weapons, maybe another top 5 spots, but maybe this time top 5 spots to get kills. Anyway, I have cool videos coming on the way, so please do subscribe and leave a like, and peace out, guys. Thank you so much for watching.